Hello and welcome to our last day of the challenge where we're going to put everything together and finally see your results from the last 5 classes. So to start with, come to a comfortable position, comfortable seated position. If sitting cross-legged is hard for you, roll up a blanket and sit on the edge of a blanket, or you can always come over onto your knees, completely up to you here. Hands on the knees, I'm going to close down the eyes. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Feel the shoulders relaxing down. 2 more times. Big inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Big inhale. Let it go. And just come back to your natural breath. Keep your eyes closed for a moment or looking softly at the ground. And just take a moment to notice what's going on in your body today. Notice if anywhere feels a little bit tighter than usual. Notice your heart rate. Notice how your back feels. And just be conscious on those areas as we go through today's practice. Trying to relax them as much as possible. Okay, let's blink open the eyes. Let's bring the hands down by the sides. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, bend it over to one side. Nice side stretch all through the body here. Keep both your sit bones flat on the ground, so both your bum cheeks flat on the ground. Make sure that you're not curving downwards here. You're keeping your chest open towards the ceiling. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, bend it over to the other side. Again, make sure both your sit bones are flat on the earth. Inhale, your hands back up. Gentle twist to the first side. One hand on the knee, one hand that comes behind. Lengthen through the spine and twist. So think every time you inhale, you're lengthening. Every time you exhale, maybe you twist a tiny bit more. Just until you feel a slight sensation. We're not yanking ourselves around here. Inhale your hands back up above, and exhale, twist it back to the other side. One hand on your knees, one hand behind. Release the shoulders away from the ears here. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, twist. Again, you're not yanking yourself around, you're just going to a slight stretch. And then come back to center. If you've got your legs crossed, cross your legs with the awkward one in front. So the one that you don't normally put in front. Take an inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Release everything down. Let your head get heavy, round through your back. Doesn't matter if you come all the way down to the ground. If you're up here, that's fine. Just let your upper body relax down as close to the earth as it possibly can. Long inhales, long exhales. And walk your hands back up. Keep your bum where it is. Open your legs out wide. Hands can come down by the sides here, or they can come in front. And we're just going to take a few circles. So just kind of rounding the chest, forward, over to the right leg, back up, over to the left. Just keep moving in a circle here. You can have your hands down by your sides or in front, completely up to you. And just notice as you do this what you're feeling in your body. And then switch the circle, so go the other way that you were going. Just kind of putting everything together here. Okay, back to center, use your hands, bring your legs together, roll over onto all fours. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, spread your fingers wide. Couple of cat-cows here. Let's inhale, drop the belly down, look forward. Exhale, push the mat away, round the back, tuck the tailbone. There's a tail button then. Inhale, drop the belly down, look forward. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, down. Exhale, reverse. Okay, come back to a neutral spine. Take the hands out a little further than the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Belly pushes back towards your thighs. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Keep a bend in the knees here. You don't have to straighten your legs. If you can keep the length in your spine, then you may straighten your legs if you would like. You never have to. Main aim here is to lift your chest as close to your legs as you can. So push your chest back and lift your hips up high. Slow inhales and exhales. Bend your knees, look towards your hands. You can take a big step or little steps and walk yourself into a forward fold. So feet hips distance, slight bend of the knees, upper body completely relaxed over. Shake your head yes and no, make sure your neck is nice and loose. Maybe grab opposite elbows, gently rock side to side. Release the hands down. Slowly start to straighten the legs and roll up through the body. Going nice and slow. Head's the last thing to come out. Notice what's going on in your back as you do this as well. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders back. Reach your hands down towards the ground. Find yourself in mountain pose. Tadasana, top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the hands out around to the sides, all the way up above your head, look up. Exhale, slight bend of the knees, fold forward and lengthen your spine. When you can get no further, then relax over. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. I often see people coming up halfway, but like this, okay? If your back is rounded, make sure it's not. Come up as high as you need to. Open the chest, roll your shoulders back. That's going to help to lengthen through the chest. On your next exhale, fold forward, slight bend of the knees. Inhale, halfway, wherever that means for you. Exhale, fold. Maybe that means you keep your fingers on the floor. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Everyone's going to be different. Okay, let's heel toe the feet to about mat's distance. Toes are going to point out slightly diagonally towards the side. Bend the knees and bounce it out. Let's do a gorilla pose. Bounce it out. Let the arms get heavy, let the head get heavy. Maybe bounce in the middle, maybe bounce over one leg, then over the other. Maybe you straighten one leg, bend one leg, wiggle, twist your upper body. Have a little play here. And just bounce it out. Feel your spine release every time you come down. Long inhales, long exhale. Sigh as you come down. Just notice the difference that makes. Bounce it out, bounce it out. Find some stillness. Toes are going to keep pointing out diagonally. Bend the knees as much as you need to so that your fingertips plant on the ground. Slowly lower your hips down, down, down. Come into your yogi squat. Adjust your feet here as much as you need to. Maybe they need to come in a bit more. Remember, it doesn't matter if you can't come down to a yogi squat. Keep your bum up, that's fine. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bum up. Wherever you are. Hands and feet stay where they are. Inhale, bum down as low as it will go. Exhale up. Inhale down, look forward as you come down. When your bum goes up, as you exhale, look backwards. Inhale down, exhale, bum up. One more time, inhale down, exhale, bum up. Okay, let's heel toe the feet to hips distance again. Now from here, we're either going to grab hold of our big toes, or we're going to place the backs of our hands on the ground underneath our feet and get your toes right up to your ankles. It's going to feel really weird. Grip your toes into your hands. So it's like you're using your toes to hold your hands down.
If that feels too much, grab hold of your big toes. And remember, you can bend the knees as much as you need to here. From here, you're going to see how much you can try to straighten the legs. You may not be able to straighten them at all, that's fine. Release the head. Try to lift the hips up as high as they'll go. Breathe into it. Every exhale, see if you can feel your back releasing a little bit more. Okay, bend the knees, release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands on the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take both feet back to plank. Vinyasa, so lower your knees, lower down chin and chest. Come through onto your belly. Inhale, cobra, lift your chest off the ground. Exhale, lower back down. Push back up onto your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Remember, you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Looking towards the top of your mat, bend your knees, take a big step or little steps and come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the hands out to the side, come all the way up to standing, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. So you can see every time we do a sun salutation, which is inhale up, exhale down, you're doing forward fold 4 times. So doing sun salutations are a great way to improve your forward fold flexibility. So let's do that again. Feet hips distance. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward, bending the knees first, then release the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, take both feet back to plank. Lower the knees, or you can do full chaturanga. Lower down to the mat. Inhale, cobra or up dog if you're doing full chaturanga. Exhale, down. Push back up onto your knees. Downward facing dog. Now remember, please do not be confused by these words. If you don't know what a full chaturanga is or up dog, check out the chaturanga video. I will link it below. It's just a little bit more of an advanced practice, but some of you might be ready for that. Bend the knees, look towards your hands, big step or little steps, come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, come up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, let's do that again. Inhale, swing the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back with a foot that you didn't step back with last time. So you tend to always step back with the same one. Vinyasa, lower your knees, or full chaturanga, lower down to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Push back up onto your knees. This time stay on your knees. Toes together, knees wide. Sit your hips back, child's pose. Arms stay long ahead. Maybe wiggle side to side, get that belly in between your legs. Drop your chest as close to the ground as you can. Release your head down. Just take a moment here to notice the length in the spine. Slow inhales, slow exhales. Slowly lifting the head, walk the hands back, swing your legs out in front of you. You might need to shuffle down your mat if you've ended up at the top like me. You're going to come into boat pose, so don't forget we do need a little bit of core control here to help protect the muscles. Lean back slightly, ground down for your sit bones. Sometimes it's good to kind of move your bum cheeks out the way, gives you a little bit more to root down to. Lift your lower legs up, arms come in line with your lower legs. And hold this for a second. Long inhales, long exhales. Feel some strength there. You can either stay with this, or if you would like a little bit more, lower down to submarine, come back up. I don't know if this is the official name, but this is what I say. Submarine, and back up. And again. And again. And one more time. Cross the ankles, come to a seated position. Okay, so let's bring the legs out long. Left foot is going to come against the right thigh. Inhale your hands up, turn your torso to face the straight leg. Exhale, fold over the straight leg. Forward fold on this side. Looking towards your toes, not rounding your head, remember. Trying to keep the chest open. You can hold on to your feet, your mat, your leg. You can even use a strap or a belt around your foot to pull yourself closer. Just remember, you don't want to be pulling so much so that you go into, like your body goes into shock, into fighting for it. If you struggle to breathe, if your heart starts quickening, that's normally a sign that you've gone too far. Obviously, a little bit of exercise, your heart's going to quicken, but if you are yanking it down so much that you're struggling, you can normally feel it in your face starts scrunching up, then that's too far. Your muscles are just going to tighten instead of relax and lengthen. Let's walk the hands back up. Other side, left leg goes long, right leg comes in. Inhale the hands up, turn to face the left leg. Exhale, fold over as much as you need to. Make sure as well that you're loosening the kneecap. Okay, so we're not pushing our knee down into the ground. And if you do that, you'll notice probably that your heel will come off the ground. So make sure that your heel stays digging into the ground here. And fold over. Breathe into it, looking towards your toes. Keeping the chest open. And walk your hands back up. Take both your legs out long, a little bit wider than hips distance. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Now, if you even struggle to sit up like this, roll up a blanket and sit on the edge of a blanket, because that's going to help your pelvis to tilt forward. And then you can fold over. Maybe you grab your toes, your legs, your mat, and just notice even now like where you're at with your forward fold compared to 5 classes ago. And hold it here. Looking in between your feet. Some space in between your feet. You're still looking forward, opening that chest. Breathe into it. Loosen the kneecaps. Loosen the leg muscles as much as you can. Walk the hands back up. Let's bring the legs together. Hands are going to come behind. Fingers are going to face towards the bum. We're just going to lengthen this out a little bit. Grounding down through your heels. Lift your hips up off the ground. Reverse plank. Hold this for a second. Lift your hips up as high as they'll go. And then release it back down. And that's us done. But before we finish today, there's one other thing that I would like to share with you for those of you who have made it to day 5 and you've stuck through this whole class. Another great way to gain flexibility is one of these little secrets. Now, sometimes just stretching the muscles and going into these poses isn't enough, and we need to get a little bit deeper into the tissues. So a great way to do that is massage. Now, there's a few different ways you can do this. You can self-massage, like your calves, your hamstrings, just get your fingers in there, give it a little bit of a massage. Another great way, if you have these things, obviously not everybody's going to have these, is an acupuncture ball, so like little hard round balls, and a foam roller. Okay, so these two things are really great. Now, if you have an acupuncture ball, this one is amazing to do. Place it on the ground. You can hold onto a wall, place your foot on it, and just roll it around the bottom of your foot. And you might even already feel that in your arches going up. And if you don't have this stuff and you're interested, I'll leave a link below of the ones that I've got, just in case you don't know where to get those from. And you can roll it around. Same thing on the other side. And what this does is it just gets a little bit deeper into the tissues around the muscles. So we're just rolling it around. Now you can do the same thing with your calf muscles. Obviously, if we're thinking forward folds, calf muscle, foot, hamstring, hips. That's where we want to work, okay? So you do your calf muscles like this. Same thing will be for your hamstrings. This ball's going to get lost in my hamstring if I do that, so this is where the foam roller would come in. You can just kind of literally roll your leg up and down this, move it around a bit, and then onto your hip, where, you know, you could go up onto your bum, and then what I would do is slightly turn to the side and get down there. Oh, that's good. Down the side of your hip there. Okay, it's really a great way to gain extra flexibility without even stretching. One of my friends did this in one of my last challenges, and she was shocked at how much further she could go just by a little self-massage and not actually doing the yoga part. So it's a great thing to practice. Now what I would like you to do is come into your forward fold and take your after photo. So just as a refresh, feet hips distance apart, slight bend of the knees, stick the bum out, lengthen the spine, fold forward. When you can get no further, then start to round, reach your hands down, then straighten your legs. Okay, do not straighten your legs before you've come down. Once you're down, then you can start to straighten your legs and just see where you go to today. Maybe that's closer, maybe you need a little bit more extra help, and that's absolutely fine. Everybody's body is different, and depending on your specific anatomy, it could take you a bit longer. So please just bear that in mind. If you loved this challenge and you would like a little bit more, then check out in the description below. I've got a Touch Your Toes little mini course, which is a 25-day calendar of classes that's really going to help maximize your flexibility in your forward fold. So there's a few more classes on the calves, the hamstrings, and the hips and the low back. So going a little bit deeper into those muscles depending on where you particularly are tight. And then we've got a few bonus classes which were my membership classes that I've transferred into this little mini course just for you guys. So go and check that out. Message me if you have any questions, and I cannot wait to see your results.